Kitty girls, we're back. That's
Did you
right.
miss us?
It's COL Drag Race T-Time. And it happens to be Sunday, January 4th, 2026. And
Oh,
babies, it is season 18. And we're going to be discussing
oh.
episode number 1. You can't keep a good drag queen down. I mean, you can, you just kind of have to stomp on them, but that's another issue. So for those of you that don't know, my name's Gary. With me is my ever fabulous co-host,
Hello, everyone. It's Damon. Welcome.
and we're excited to be doing this thing again. And I gotta. Oh, I had this. I looked this up sooner. Give me just a second. Hang on. She's not prepared. Um, because we've been doing this gig for a while,
hmm
like long, long time. And
I
this is
feel like, is this the 10th season?
no, nope, nope, girl.
I
Longer than
mean,
that.
oh,
We started in 2015
oh.
with season 7.
Ah, it was
So this
7.
is our 11th regular season. Yes, yes, yes. And
How the
then
time
all
flies.
all but one of the all stars for the
Mm-hmm.
US. So yes, this is episode 181 chronologically of these things that we've done.
Ooh,
Yeah.
look at
Yes, yes, yes.
that.
Yeah. So we're here. We're doing this thing again. We're going to discuss the premiere episode of season 18. We've got a new batch of 14 queens that came into the workroom. Um, and that makes 238 queens by my drag calculations over the
Mm.
course of the American series alone. And now that we know the number, it makes a lot of sense why Mama Ru gets somebody's queen's name in wrong in the episode. It made for a very funny moment. God bless Alicia. So,
I'm gonna say this now. If someone hasn't already picked up that name, some queen better fucking pick up that name, especially someone who bears a similar resemblance to Miss Edwards.
yes,
You should. Mm-hmm.
just be aware of copyright infringement, children. So
That
be
part.
be
Mm,
be be on
sure.
the awareness of that. But yes, with that being said, you ready to jump in?
Let's do this.
All right.
Racers, start your engines, and may the best drag queen win.
Yes, Mama, put the pedal to the metal in this first segment. These are our overall thoughts about the premiere episode. So we've got our 3 categories. For those of you that are new to this, we've got serves, swerves, and nerves. So the serves are the
Mm.
positive things, swerves are the negatives, and then the nerve, honey, it's either going to be positive or negative, but it's pretty severe because you got some damn nerve. So that being said, let's get into this. Damon, what are you giving serves for out of this premiere episode?
So, spoiler alert.
Mm,
Go ahead and get this out of the way now, because my serve is a like. If you haven't seen the episode, you should pause now, go watch the episode, probably untuck too, and then come back because we are spoiling. Because this is going to be a spoiler. Thank you. I am giving serves to Nini's engineered win. Um, and I'm calling it that because one,
mhm.
she indicated that she is an engineer in the show. It's like her previous life, or not previous life, her career
Mhm.
previously was this. And I loved what she did this episode.
Mhm.
I'm a little surprised at how the queens were reacting to her. Like, in all honesty, I kept like listening to the episode and Untucked, and I'm like, are y'all not seeing what I'm seeing?
Right.
The level of craftsmanship that went into that look, the orange paper bag sort of structured, outfit, kind of like that, asymmetrical, very petal, very flower kind of feeling. Um, I think it was really well done, and I'm genuinely surprised at the level of I almost want to say delusion of some of the queens that didn't think that that was going to be a higher marked dress outfit. And then she kind of slayed in the lip sync. Um, Surprisingly slayed in the
Hmm.
lip sync. I was not expecting it from her. Um, but she did a really amazing job, and I'm gonna give her the little like some serves, some snaps. Like you go, girl. Like you good for you. Good for you.
I would agree that she definitely, I mean, she did such a good job
Mm-hmm.
in crafting that outfit, and I also am surprised at the queens and how they reacted. I feel like there's got to be more to the story that isn't in the edit,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm like, is this a personality issue? But they're not showing that. Like everyone's just so, not everyone, but a fair amount of them were like, well, I just don't really think it was all that great of an outfit. And
Right.
I'm just like, oh, you children are not like seeing this or understanding it. Like
Mm-hmm.
she is the one. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and like you said, spoilers, she wins. So,
Right.
you
Right.
know, I was like, all right,
Right.
y'all about to begin because she makes top two. So yeah,
Woo.
crazy, crazy, crazy. But no, I do
Okay.
think that's good.
Gary, how about you?
I got to give it to Vita's runway.
Ah,
I mean, I can't
yeah.
remember, was it Carson? One of the judges made the comment that if you didn't know that it was a materials design challenge,
Mm-hmm.
you would have not known necessarily that it was that. Now,
Mm-hmm.
that's a little bit of a stretch because that fabric don't stretch.
No.
But she, I mean, my God, like she turned the corner and I was like, okay, got it.
Yeah.
This is the
Yeah.
level you're entering with, and you are absolutely astounding and amazing. My
Mm-hmm.
only criticism about it, and I don't know, I'd have to see the difference. I feel like the big drag jewel pageant thing was too much.
You
And
mean
yet at the
the
same time it elevated it. So I'm like, I feel like there could have been editing.
mm,
Like take the big huge like necklace chandelier piece maybe and not do that. I don't know. It
right.
just seemed like it was a lot. But
Yeah.
credit due,
Eh,
she did that thing. She made an amazing outfit. Like,
right. Yeah, it was very well done. And I'm gonna say this again. I'm feeling very chameleon about
mm,
her. There's like so hi everyone. Like I think kind of intentionally did not watch the Meet the Queens. Um
okay.
I wanted to like I normally don't watch them, and this was I think this year was a very intentional like not watching anything. Like a couple of people were like talking about them and talking about the queens, and I kind of like made it so I didn't want to see it because I wanted to kind of be let me look at them when they first come in kind of thing.
Right.
Um, I didn't want a lot of pre-judgment, put it like that.
Right.
Um, but looking at her, like I'm looking at her like the promo picture from the promo, and I don't see the same person that I saw walk into the workroom, and then I don't see the same person that walked into the workroom that walked that runway.
Mm,
And it's very just it's beautiful. She's a beautiful queen, and I'm just noticing this very just like subtle things that I'm seeing that I would not I could potentially connect the three,
mm-hmm.
but not quite. Like it felt very different. Like look, especially the difference between the promo look and her look when she um walked into the runway or walked the runway for sure. That two feels like two very different queens. Not that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying there's a very chameleon aspect to her that I'm kind of living for.
Hmm. Okay. That's fair. Yeah. I mean, I think her.
is big.
I think her outfit just had a lot of wow factor to it.
Yeah.
Um, and knowing that it was made out of the black and white umbrella stuff, I was just like, wow, like that really took some craftsmanship to make that work. I mean, and Carson did
Mhm.
accurately say using a geometric pattern thing can be really, really challenging. So she
Mhm.
deserves the credit for that.
Yeah.
With that being said, let's move on to swerves. So these are the negatives. Oh boy, I see what you wrote.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I put down Kenya's chaos,
Mm-hmm.
and whew, baby. There was a lot going on for her, and I
Mm-hmm.
and I get again, hey, producers, let's let's let the ending be a surprise. Maybe that would be great. That would be really great if you didn't literally leak the breadcrumbs of what's going to happen. Not the ending, but like who's going to be in the bottom. Like it,
Mm,
I from the moment she like realized she didn't have any fabric, I was like, oh, okay. So we're gonna just put you in the bottom. Like like I kind of knew because they kept going back to her and her having the issues with the she had made this like shawl kind of thing out of looked like straw hat like the bands of the straw hats. Um and it apparently she went to go spray paint it and it broke apart, which Jim was telling me that's the thing. Like if depending on what it was made out of, the um something in the spray paint would have broken it down. So
mm,
um
yeah.
and then her kind of floundering to figure something out, and then we see the whole like what she put out the runway and like, oh, I'm gonna give them, I'm gonna show it, I'm gonna sell it and all that stuff. I'm like, yeah, you're gonna have to because it was okay, but like couldn't even hold it up, and that was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
oh, and then like and her very visceral breakdown in Untucked.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I feel it, but it does suck. It does suck to like get all the way here and be the first to go is never a fun feeling.
Right.
Um, but it happens.
It does happen, but I will say this. Some queens, I mean, we know this. We've been doing this for over a decade now. Amongst the contestants, it's pretty obvious who the first third are. Like
Mm,
in terms of like their preparation and stuff. This season's a little different. And I'll
yeah.
talk about that later, but the the issue for me was she's kind of made for television.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a big personality. She, you know, does good in confessional. You know what I mean? So like, there's this thing where I was like, yeah, it would really suck for her to go home so quickly because there's some others that are kind of more like wallpaper to me. So
Mm,
that's not necessarily a fair thing to say, but it
yeah.
is entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Absolutely.
for sure. For me, I said Mango's Mess. So here's the thing. Um, I think yet again, this is another queen that has a good personality, does well for television, can be very entertaining, has a good storyline, had a great entrance as far as like a look and all that, and yet no girl, like,
Mhm.
and I'm hearing this stuff about how like, well, without the flowers, like the silhouette is couture and blah blah blah, and I'm like, you could say that all you want, but it did not look good.
No, it did not look good. I don't, I, it didn't look, I, I got the idea. I get what she was going for, it was not executed well.
Mm-hmm.
It was lopsided, and it looked like I took 10 minutes and made this. I know that's not the case,
Mm-hmm.
but it looked like I didn't take a lot of time. I'm sure she took a lot of time, but it didn't look that way.
Yeah. I I don't know. It didn't do as good as it could have,
Yeah,
which is
agreed.
unfortunate. So yeah, there's that. All right. Moving on to Nerve.
Mm,
This is very interesting. David, what do you what do you give it Nerve for?
kind of like I put down Discord.
Okay.
Um, girl, you've got some nerve asking Cardi B and her crew like her thoughts about your look. That took some nerve. I'm gonna give you, but um, why? Accept the safe. I know you're a designer. I know you and your partner are designers and what have you, and that's great for y'all. Um, and I knew you had some high expectations. Um, you are a designer. A runway walker, you are not. And that's part of the issue. Um, I'm going to also add um, there was nothing unique or fun or special about the look. I feel like I have seen this similar sort of pattern with this similar sort of material
Mm-hmm.
done in the past on this runway and done better. Um, so I get where you're coming from, that you did a really good job, but I don't think you sold the garment well. You
Mm-hmm.
definitely didn't walk the garment well. And um to then go like around like you were genuinely surprised. And I'm sitting here like, I liked it. I did like it, but I think there was something missing that I think the ones that were in the top gave that you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And one of those, I hate to say it, was a runway walk, but I'm just saying, like,
Mm-hmm.
I know it's the first time, I know it's the first episode. I know, you know, queens aren't known for like this isn't like a thing that we tell queens to learn. Like we don't educate them on this stuff to walk a runway. But this is season 18. They do a runway every episode.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you've got to learn to walk the runway.
Yeah.
And the judges even commented on the runway, the walk. And that's kind of where I'm like, that's maybe where you lost them.
Yeah. I don't disagree with anything you said. I do wonder if the runway walk was intentional only because she makes a comment in confessional about how she's giving like power model or something. And the fact that they put that in there for the edit, I'm like, that must be them trying to say that's why she walked the way she walked. I don't know. I'm not saying it makes sense, and I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying there may have been intention, and perhaps we'll see a different walk out of her for every
Next
single
week.
walk, and it's a character thing, and she's like
Mm-hmm.
going to be acting like so. Instead of saving it for the T, across the front, she's going to do it the whole time. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Gary.
I mean, it has to be said, Cardi B.
Yes.
I'm going to own this. I'm going to lose some gay points for this. I don't know Cardi B that well. I know of Cardi B.
Hmm.
I did not know who the entourage was
Yeah.
in Untucked. We already said spoilers earlier. Like
Yeah.
two other queens come in. I'm like, who dat? Like, and then
Yeah.
luckily they put exposition in and explain who these other queens
Yeah.
are. And
Glam Squad. I wrote Tokyo South. The name that I wrote for the other person is gone. I can't read it.
that's
Um,
okay.
but again, I think that's her, like, they're not like other, like, performance artists. I think they are her,
Right.
like, I don't want to say her talent, but like they are her assistants or something along those
Right.
lines.
They make her her in
Yeah.
terms of the aesthetic and the look. Yeah, no, I get that. But she, if I remember correctly, is she the guest that was also very blunt before and told one of the queens she hated their look?
No, that was the she who should not be named. Um,
Oh, okay. Because her judging on the judging panel did not surprise me. She was
hmm
like, "Nope, don't like it, just that." And then, I mean,
hmm
she was just very real.
I
Um,
feel
and it was so funny that she, especially when she was like, "Can I come back every week?" And I was like, "Oh, that would be very interesting." Um,
yeah.
but yeah, no, she delivered. Like she knew the prompt, she understood it's drag race, it is drag. She dressed and brought the glam squad, talked to the queens, handled the awkward question in Untucked with some
Hmm.
pretty good, like, professional grace in the
Right.
moment. As Bussy said in the video, what is she gonna do? Like, you put her on the spot. Um, and I was like, well, it is Cardi, and she already
Hmm.
speaks her mind, so she could have embarrassed her in front of everybody, but she didn't. No, I thought she was a brilliant first guest judge
Yeah.
to have on. I thought it was pretty fair. I don't think she was really out of pocket about anything that she had to say.
Yeah. 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 I agree. I think there's something. It's nice to have a guest judge that I think understands what is going on and is not afraid of saying, like, spilling tea and telling the truth and like
Hmm.
being like open and honest about how she feels. And again, we don't know what all was edited out or whatever, but I feel like we got some good, like, moments with her.
Right.
Um, um, uh, yeah, and I liked it. I like her. I liked what she did. I liked her frankness, and I liked that she came from a place of mutual respect and understanding. Like she mentioned that in the Untucked. Like she mentioned that a lot of her some of her influence comes from drag queens,
Right.
which I thought was really nice to hear. So yeah,
Yeah,
or drag
there
culture,
was
I
some good
should say.
recognition.
Yeah,
All right, you ready to move on to our next segment?
sure thing.
All right. All right, honeys, it's time for snaps and eye rolls. So these are our high points and low points from the overall episode or episodes. More on that later. So snaps happen to be the things that we want to give a shout out recognition to in terms of the show. And the eye rolls, of course, are the things that we're like, what were you thinking?
Yeah.
When you're trying to do this stuff. And we notably have criticized production for many years, so why stop now? That being said, David, what you give it snaps for out of this
Um,
premiere?
I put down interesting cast.
Okay.
Um, I am liking what I'm seeing. I'm
Hmm.
liking the dynamics of the cast. The girls are fighting, which I love. Um, and there's this very interesting blend of queens. And I know we've talked about this in the past, and I know it's just very fun to kind of see this unique blend every season. There's not a like girl I want to say, oh, you're the bitchy one, or oh, you're the pageant girl, or oh, you're the comedy queen, or feels to be this blur in a way.
Mm.
I'm not hating it. It's very interesting. I will own um there are probably queens like we didn't talk about this episode that I'm going to admit are probably going to be forgettable. Um, but I also am enjoying what I'm seeing so far. And I appreciate that we got an actual premiere episode. We got to meet
Mm.
all of the queens all at
Hmm.
once in the like 2 or hour and a half that the episode aired.
Hmm.
Um, I appreciate and I hope that we go back to this and keep going back to this because I mean, yes, no queen went home, but at least we got to meet every queen, and I kind of like this format, going back to this format. While I appreciated the like splitting the cast and all of those things and getting an opportunity to kind of know them a little more, um, I'm fine with this. I like this. Like we know all
Hmm.
14 girls. We know they're all here. They all made it. They all did the original challenge. We don't have this whole split thing where I'm going to be honest. I would prefer if we're going to do split challenge, split premiere, then everything needs to be the same.
Hmm. I agree.
So I know that can be a little boring, quote unquote, for the audience in a way, but like when you have the first 7 queens meet Ariana Grande, and the second set of queens meet Vivacious. It's a little something.
Right. Right. Right.
Anywho, um, I like this cast, and I think this is going to be an interesting show. I know Carrie and I were um here we are again, kind of in that moment, but I'm currently, granted it's only episode 1, a little invested. So we'll see what happens.
I think that's fair. I agree with you. Like, there is something to be said. We started off and talked about how we've been doing this for 11 years, and it's like, I don't know, 16 seasons or something, including the All Stars ones here in America that we've been doing this. So, like, it gets, I don't want to say old, but you're like, all right, we'll see how this goes and what comes out of it. To your point, this is a very interesting cast. Um, and like, I don't want to say they got the mix right, but there is something to be said about the blend and what
Mm-hmm.
they've done this time. That leads into my snaps. I
Mm-hmm.
wrote, let's get seasoning. And then I'll explain my percentages because I'm sure poor
Yeah, I was
Damon's
like,
looking at the
what the? I was
document.
like, what the? What is this?
He's like, what's this bitch doing with math? Um, so when you look at the cast, they brought it up several times. And Bussy Queen kind of talked about it, and I wanted to address this. So 8 out of 14 queens are 30 something.
Oh.
So if there's 14 queens, more than half, 57% of them are in their 30s.
Mm.
3 of them are 29. So 3 of them are almost in their 30s, like 30 and above, which would have been 11 out of 14. So that's the 79%. That's a
Oh.
really high like shift. So like if you're
Mm-hmm.
graphing this isn't like a bell curve where the middle is the high point and then it comes back down. So you've got like 21 and 44 or whatever. Like it really is not condensed to the middle, but condensed to the side. And I
Mm,
find that really interesting because I think it speaks to experience. A bunch of the
right,
queens were throwing out the numbers. I've been doing it for 10 years, 15, 17, whatever it was.
right.
It's not just about drag because, like, one of the queens, she left for what, 14 years. She went and was a
Something like that.
dancer,
Yeah.
did world tours and stuff, right? I think that's Mia Starr. Um,
Yeah.
so the thing is, I'm hopeful that this season elevates things because we've got a significant fair amount of experience, and not just drag
Mm,
experience but just like life experience, and
hmm.
that carries you in a certain way through things compared to baby queens who are just barely like 20, 21, 22,
Right.
maybe. I think the youngest one is 24. um and so that's a very interesting standpoint to me as this season goes. So I'm giving snaps for the recognition that we've got a really seasoned cast. Even though they kind of
Mm,
poke fun at each other a little bit and they kept talking about them being older and that kind of stuff,
right.
a part of me is like, I don't give a shit. Like, girl, bring a 50-year-old on. You know what I mean? Like, if she's talented and she knows what she's doing and can handle it, so be it. And they've
Yeah.
already done just little spicy drama moment with Mama Dion or Grandmama Dion and that thing about helping her family. And
Uh-huh.
she said in confessional, as they say on the plane, you have to put the mask on yourself before you can help others. And I thought that was a little seed that they're planting about how we've got this whole Florida contingency and three
Hmm.
related queens from the same family, basically, and how it appears that she's not necessarily going to be helping her family like people might automatically expect her to.
Right.
I'm okay with
Yeah.
that
Mm,
because that speaks more to about the maturity of like your life and your experience and understanding like what you're here, and this is a competition, and while you want your offspring to do well, you also still want to keep your eye on the prize and win. And so it's going to be an interesting dynamic watching that unfold as to how
yeah.
she threads the needle and when she does things and when she doesn't do things. And like sometimes
Right.
being a parent is watching people fail.
Right.
So I wonder if that will be the case. I mean, I thought it was really sweet that she really wanted to talk to,
Hmm. Hmm.
you know, her baby and that she couldn't, and then she waited, and then she went and gave her a little pep talk in the little queen closet cam social media type thing that they're doing.
Hmm.
So yeah, but
Yeah.
I definitely like that we've got an age shift in
Yeah.
this particular season, and I think it will
Right.
relate into a lot of interesting aspects.
Yeah.
So,
Like, for example,
mhm.
I just went back to last season because I remember them kind of talking about Lexi a whole lot and realizing um, there were three queens last season that were 30 and over.
Mm.
Hormona Lisa was 30, Anya was 31, Lexi was 33. Um, the rest of the queens were less than 20, with several being under 25. One, two, three, four, five, six. Joella was only 28 or 24? Okay. Um, that was shady. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Anyway,
So yeah.
yeah.
That being said, ooh, I'm curious about this. Let's move on to eye rolls.
Well,
David, what you got eye rolls for?
well, speaking of um, mothers, I
Mm-hmm.
put Mama Who Bored Me. Um, I kind of feel a little differently
Mm-hmm.
about Athena and her motherly or grandmotherly, situation here. Um, I feel like you could have done a little something, like, at least help her put the needle in the machine. Like, you could have done that. Like, I know you did your 25 classes, that's great for you, but it seemed pretty obvious that you didn't take your daughter, granddaughter along with you. Um, so, and again, I get it. I agree with you in a way, Gary. Like, you need to let your babies grow up,
Hmm.
but um, you also can give them a little bit of guidance and help, a little bit of support. And it coming after the fact felt a little uh, harsh to me. I get that obviously you couldn't do it if she was up on stage,
Right.
but I think it felt odd to me, and I'm hoping it'll maybe change a little bit, but it felt odd to me that she was getting more help from other queens than she was from you when you made a big deal about indicating that you were her mother, our
Well,
grandmother.
yeah. See, and that whole thing, we'll see. We'll see where that goes. Like,
Yeah.
I think production very specifically was making a thing of this, and the
Mm-hmm.
queens are leaning into it because they realize they have to. Like, there's no getting around it.
Mm.
This is going to be a callback. This is going to go way back. This reminds me of the Alyssa Coco thing, where behind the scenes when the NDA's released, come to find out, it really wasn't that big of a goddamn deal. It
Mm.
wasn't really that significant of a rivalry, but they kind of leaned into it and made it into a bigger thing necessarily than what it was. And so I
Mm.
wonder if these three were kind of like, I can't imagine that they all didn't know that each other was going to be on the show. I just
Yeah.
I find that hard to believe. So there's a part of me that's
Yeah.
like, I wouldn't be surprised if they all came together and had a conversation about this, that they're all going to be on the same season and to be ready for what is going to
Yeah.
come and how they
Yeah.
want to like play this. And, I think Athena's being very calculated
Mm-hmm.
because Jane don't like is getting a lot of screen time. And she's already kind of got a target on her because they now know that Irene and Bosco are her family.
Correct.
And they're high profile queens who have done well before.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, she was paying attention to this whole Florida contingency thing and this family dynamic. And I wonder if Athena's like, I don't need these girls coming for me because of my family, or thinking that we're in an alliance automatically together because we are a family or whatever.
Right.
So
Right. Right.
I hear you and I don't disagree, but I'm like, I would find it to be in a hard position to be in this show and try to figure out how to not make it look like you're giving favoritism to your own people.
True.
So, and it is really hard. It's one episode, my God. Like, and there's what, another 15 or something to go. So we'll see where it plays out at. Uh,
Fair. I will say, okay,
in
I
the end,
understand.
like I think I see where you're coming from. I will be interested to see if she continues to be more Joan Crawford.
Mm,
So,
true. But I don't, again, to your point, I don't mind it. I think I didn't like it this episode, but is that production playing with me? Like
mm,
to make me care? Um, Possibly, and it worked. Thanks, production. Um,
I mean,
but I also
maybe she did help and they just didn't show it. And I'm not saying
also
she
that
helped a ton. She might have helped a little, you
right,
know.
not of enough significance to make it camera worthy.
Right.
But um, I do think it does. I think I agree. I think I would like to see if they what they do after this episode. What happens in the future? Are we going to see this dynamic sort of kind of like how you have it, or kind of how we would think it would go, which is sort of a mother-daughter helping each other.
Hmm.
But I also agree that I would, if they knew, if they knew that they were coming on the show together, then I agree. I think maybe they would have made some sort of like we need to set some rules or set some boundaries or talk about something because we can't
Hmm.
they can't make it if they're doing some kind of alliance thing. They can't really make it known that they're doing an alliance thing.
Right.
And if they're not going to do an alliance thing and they're going to do it themselves, then they kind of have to realize that they can't help each other.
I think by the time we get halfway through the season, we'll figure out what that story is.
Fair.
I think once we get halfway through, we'll see who's still standing and how that works out. Because if at least two of the three are still there, that I
Right.
think that will become a thing. But I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Gary.
Girl, it has to be said, although it doesn't really have to be said. I guess so. Eye rolls for that harsh entrance lighting. The moment I saw it, I was like, what in the gay hell is this? I was like, what is going on with this entrance room? Like, this is absolutely horrendous. And on top of it, isn't Athena the first queen in?
Mm-hmm.
And like, she looks so good. And yet, that spot was so unforgiving. Like, the
Nope.
moment she stands there, I clock the lace. I clock that, like, she looks a little crunchy in like the brightest of white light hitting her. And I was like, oh, is this the game y'all gonna fucking play? That's uncalled for. Absolutely uncalled for.
And I don't understand the point. I kind of get like what they were going for was like the whole power and yada yada and we got like Kimchi and Bob the drag queen and Raja like on exercise bikes like trying to like generate the power for whatever reason. Again, it I don't I get that like it's a troubling time. Like we're in a weird place. Like this is 2025. Like they probably recorded in 2025, which was, if they recorded in spring, summer of 2025, like, whoo, the world,
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
US especially, fuck. Um, so I kind of get where maybe the gears were going, but this missed a huge mark. And it was at the detriment of the queens coming into the run and coming into the workroom for the first time. Um, that lighting was bad. That lighting was terrible. No one wants a spotlight. We come for the big like the big like lighting, not the huge like $5 spotlight. Like no one wants that shit. Um, that's what we get at the bar, at the club, where when we were making our coins. Like we no, we don't want that. Nobody wants that shit. Um, and yeah, it wasn't good,
It was.
and
It
it
was.
didn't help that the queens are now off to the side
Mm-hmm.
for the other queens to enter, and we can't see like
Yep. Yeah. And then they kept talking about the nefarious red blinking light, like that was drawing their attention across the room, like it meant something. And then that was a nothing burger. You know what I mean? Like just yeah. I will say this because it does need recognition from us. Bussy pointed this out, and I thought it was incredibly accurate. There is no MacGuffin, so it's been a long time, but there's no chocolate bar, no plunger,
mhm,
no what the hell else have we had? Uh Scissors. Like there's none of that gimmicky stuff.
right,
So if the camp gimmick thing is only the opening and the drag generator and the lighting thing,
right.
I'm not willing to forget, but I might forgive. Might is highly speculative. I thought it was incredibly mean, cruel, and uncalled for.
No
So
one wants to be in a spotlight. I just,
yeah, it was
I mean,
absolutely atrocious. And I
it
thought
was.
I mean, it is a bit challenging because I imagine all of those queens had very specific thoughts about that, walking into that room and seeing how it was being done.
Hmm.
So, yeah. I will say some look better than others. And the sad thing is, they do their makeup, they put their whole look together, and they're in probably a very well lit room. And then the lighting is completely different in the workroom. And of all the times ever, this lighting on with the spotlight thing was very different than other things. So like it just played so differently.
Right.
Yeah, that was bad. Did not like it. No, 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 not at all.
Ugh.
All right. Any other thoughts before we wrap?
No, I think I'm good.
All right. So, before we get into closing, just to make everybody aware, especially if you're new here, David and I, we have lives. We have personal lives. We have projects. We have hobbies. We have things that we do. So, as per the usual for the past couple of seasons, in fact, we are going to be doing basically every other episode that is currently the plan. So it worked out that it was a one episode premiere. We got to talk about all the queens. So we're not going to be here every single week. We're planning on doing every other week. We'll be back, so we'll be basically doing every 2 episodes, and we'll see where things go at.
Yeah.
I do agree that I like that nobody went home this particular episode. Kenya was really in her feels. No offense, as she
Hmm.
should be. Um, so yeah, we'll see where that kind of goes. But if you have ideas, thoughts, concerns, things you want to like critique, comment, give us feedback on, there's several ways you can do that. First of all, you can go to our blog, cubsoutloud.com, and you can leave a comment on an episode post that gets on there. You can also email us, cubsoutloud@gmail.com, or you can actually just, pick up one of these little like handy computer device things that you have called a phone. And you could use the thing where the contacts are and actually make a phone call. I know no one really gets to do that anymore these days, but you can actually call us at 361 COL Talk. That's 361 265 8255. And you can actually leave a voicemail message. And we can either
You can
play it on
talk
the
to us.
show or we can at least listen to it and talk about it. Um, we would appreciate that. Basically, we're on most of the main social media outlets as Cubs Out Loud, all together as one word. If you want to join our online chat about things that are happening in the drag race world, you can go to tinyurl.com/telegram -COLDR. If you want to know
Mm.
when we're going to be doing our main show episodes, which are going live streaming to YouTube, not the COL Drag Race ones because we pre-record these. It's going to be at tinyurl.com/calendar. That's CALENDAR -COL. And that's our Google Calendar, so you can see when we're going to be doing live shows if you want to catch that. Also, you can support us. Yes, you, the lovely entourage, the audience that's out there. You can give us a nice handy. You can go to zazzle.com/cubsoutloud and pick up items over there. We have various accoutrements there, as Damon is showing here. We happen to have coffee cups that say COL Drag Race on them. We also happen to have merchandising. I am not describing what you're doing. That's dirty. Um, we also have various apparel that you could wear. Like I'm wearing our consent is my foreplay style and the drag pride shirt. Damon happens to be wearing our logo in the baby blue t-shirt. We have some other things in there. In fact, I got a thing coming up. You'll probably see it in 2 weeks. And
Ooh.
we've also got like hats and regular stuff with the regular logo, bunch of different things. We got some pride stuff. Go check it out. It's a good way to
Yeah.
support us. If you want to, you can become a patron at patreon.com/cubsoutloud for $1 or more a month. You can help keep the lights on, as we say around here, and pay for things.
You can keep us from having some fucking harsh spotlight fucking lighting. Hmm.
If you would like to tip us, you could go to paypal.me/cubsoutloud and you could just give us a one-time financial donation. We would greatly appreciate it. Pretty much check us out anywhere that there is a podcast. COLDR, Cubs Out Loud Drag Race, has its own RSS feed. So if you're only interested in listening to us, you can do that basically anywhere that you get podcasts from. If you want to, on YouTube, there is a playlist that is just Cubs Out Loud Drag Race, so you can see that particular stuff when it gets posted up on there. Basically, we record these typically on Sundays. Patrons get them on Mondays, and then public gets on Tuesdays. With that
Hmm.
being said, Damon, if people want to get in touch with you online, how would they do so?
Well, if you wish to get in touch with me, you can find me as Theater Cub 79. That's TheaterCub 79. Most bear related sites are in other places here and there. Or you can find me as Pup Umbra 79 on Blue Sky. That Blue Sky is not safe for work. For safe for work stuff, you want to go to DMA Gamer 79 on Blue Sky and TikTok.
Nice.
Gary.
If you would like to get in touch with me, you pretty much find me anywhere online as GareBear73. When it comes to Blue Sky, my social media platform of preference, there are two. There's GareBear73, GARBEAR73. That one isn't necessarily very active. That's kind of like the blase normal one. And then I also have GareBear73XXX. That is the not safe for work one. I am also very happy about the way Blue Sky works because I don't really get spoiled on drag race stuff on there. Like on the domain that we don't like to talk about anymore, that we don't use because it's a Hellfirescape. That one tend to have more spoiling on it, so I'm very happy. I'm very happy for the drag race like worldwide community because they don't really spoil me on anything. So, although the wiki will spoil you if you are trying to
Yes.
look at it while the episode has just aired or is
Yes.
airing, those motherfuckers, God bless
They're
them.
quick.
I was trying to put our doc together and put like their ages and where they're from in it, and then I found out automatically who won the mini challenge. Congratulations to Kenya Pleaser on her $2,500 cash. That was so funny. I was like, God damn! Like,
and they are quick. They
yes,
are quick
are.
too. Queens, whoever is running those things, they're like, and
right. Post live. Anyways, so with that, thanks for watching, listening, supporting us, and we will see you in a couple weeks when we come back for episodes 2 and 3.
Bye.
Have a good one, y'all.